Recording. All right, we got game 2 of FTD versus EOL Sunset. Okay. Going down the line comp wise, we have Quinn, Wukong, Fizz, Kaisa, Nautilus versus their Kled, Zach, Syndra, Ash, and Braum. So their comp is really weird because they have 3 champions that want to go in and pick. Or they have like 2 champs that want to go in, 2 champions that want to pick, and 1 champion that wants to, or like 2 that want to peel, right? Like Kled and Zach want to go in. Syndra and Ash want to pick people. Brahm's fine picking people. And like Syndra and Braum are really good at peel. So if we can get on them at all, we essentially just win any fight we take, which shouldn't be hard between Nautilus, Wukong, Fizz. We should be able to just go on them, and they shouldn't be able to do too much about it. And then Kled and Zac are pretty much useless in a fight just because they're not playing the game the way that they were designed to play the game. So they want to go on us and be proactive because if they're not, they're having a really hard time winning fights. So the best thing that we can do is make sure that they can't do that because we don't really have the tools to disengage from them to make their engages like not work. So we just have to play more balls to the walls than they do. That's essentially going to be our game plan in this game. The Fizz, I know we talked about it before the game, but essentially the Fizz is just going to be waiting for like the Cinder stun to come out, and then he can go in. And this applies to both team fights and to lane. But Fizz is going to be playing a lot, very similar to how he played last game actually. He's going to be playing as a lurker. Honestly, that's the way to play most assassins in team fights. If you're not getting a really good flank, you're just lurking. So that's what the Fizz is going to be doing. The Wukong is looking to just go in and flank. And I honestly don't really know what a Quinn does in team fights. I just know she's a bully in top lane, and I hate laning against a Quinn. So I'm not sure exactly how to play Quinn in team fights. I'm assuming it's just like an ADC, but that one's just a little bit out of my element. So yeah, I'll default to assuming that she should be playing like an ADC and just hitting front line, like Valoring in, and maybe if she can like Valor in and find like a flank as well, that will probably work as well, like in all the disruption. But yeah, because the Kaisa can join. Like, y'all should all just be able to get into the backline between Wukong, Fizz, Kaisa, Nautilus, Quinn. You shouldn't have too much of a problem getting onto the Syndra and the Ashe pretty easily, and once the 2 of them are gone, the only real problem you gotta get rid of is the Kled. Obviously, the Braum passive is gonna hurt, right? And that's gonna disrupt, but the Zac and the Braum aren't going to be doing too much once the Syndra and the Ashe are gone. So that's essentially our game plan. Is we don't really have to do anything early. We don't have to force early in general, but we do want to be the ones looking for the fight. So if we can get ahead early and we can be the ones setting up for objectives first and being the ones taking the fight to them, that's going to help us a lot and make the game a lot easier for us to play out.
Interrupt here. I can't see the game.
Oh, yes, let me stream in Discord for you, sir. You only missed the first 20 seconds. It's okay. Does that make sense though, Leper? Is that understandable of how the comps play the game out respectively? All I know is that in this game, I would not want to be Ashe, because even if you guys are the ones even if as the Ashe, your team is the one looking for fights, it's still gonna be so annoying because like you don't really get much peel in general, and because like if your team is peeling for you, that means you're losing. So like you don't get peel and you're not allowed to get peel, right? Like You don't get peel, and you don't want peel, so it just feels really bad to be the Ashe in this game. Like, honestly, in this game, depending on how you want to build it, you could go like Bork GA, honestly. I don't know if I'd go Bork this game, just given the enemy team comp, but like if you went like the, I think it's Essence Reaver Triforce build, if you did an Essence Reaver Triforce GA, honestly, if you even just win a Hourglass so it's up sooner, I would not blame you in this game. It might be worth it just to make sure you survive the Wukong Fizz onslaught.
Our end, this was kind of weird. Like B&J, I'm not used to Kaisa in general. Like just the way that the damage spikes, but also like we're not terribly used to not having a second engage really other than me. Like I know Wukong is, but you get what I mean.
Yeah.
Like this is a weird comp for us. This is a little out of our comfort zone. We actually pulled it off. In the past, we could not pull off this kind of comp. I inted.
Yeah, you really got to be careful with level 2 here.
Yeah.
Just because once the Ashe gets Q and W, she can do a lot of damage. Proc that Braum passive really quickly. Like, if they had taken Ignite instead of Exhaust, like betas, you would have been dead. But I understand the Exhaust. I honestly would have taken it as well in this lane.
Taking Exhaust in this team, too.
Yeah. And I don't take Exhaust often, so that's saying something. That's unlucky. That was a really close gank. Flash for flash, your Ignite will be back up relatively shortly, so you're fine with that. Yeah, this is exactly what Quinn should be doing, and this is why Quinn is just like, especially early, she beats the Kled in this matchup. It's just because, you know, standard melee into range. Until the Kled can do enough damage to kill you when he all-ins you, this is how the lane goes top.
A scuffed communication fight.
Yeah, like it's kind of okay.
Like it works out in our favor just because we are who we are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it could have had the potential to go much worse than that.
Yeah, that could have gone the other way pretty easily. Just because it took the Fizz and the Kaisa a little while to get over there. And then this is my insert reminder. Abandon the wave. If y'all are fighting, just say fuck the wave and leave it. Like, you don't need the minions that poorly. Like, you're gonna miss minions on your own in lane, right? Like, the individual minions don't matter that much. So I would always just default to going to the team and being a part of the fight, then getting an extra 100 gold from the wave. Because if you're, you know, the factor that's going to be turning that team fight for your team, you being there 5-10 seconds earlier is going to be the factor that turns that team fight. You're going to get far more than 100 gold back in return for it. But yeah, that's pretty much the nature of this top lane matchup. Is the Quinn should bully the Kled really hard until the Kled has the damage to kill the Quinn when he all-ins her. But until then, he'll all-in her, he'll get a chunk, and then the Quinn will take an even bigger chunk out of him as he walks away. And she'll take chunks out of him just naturally in the laning phase if she's playing it right and auto-attacking him. Once the Kled gets level 6, you really have to be careful here top lane though. Make sure you're ready to, I don't know what ability it is, but you're invulnerable. Be ready to use that. Use your E on that E from the Cinder. Because honestly, it's like, I think if you E her E right there, she's dead right there. Because you have Ignite up. So. Alright, you are very much a level 6 team, so this is pretty much what I expect from the early game, honestly.
I was not comfortable in the early game with the Kaisa.
You don't really want to do much, essentially, in the early game with the Kaisa. Nice. She's free, so you're free to do that. Yep. Free kill. Nice. You could have just autoed her. You didn't have to ignite her. Yeah, dude. Oh my god. You straight up missed the East so badly there. Oh, holy. I don't know what he's complaining about. He played it very poorly. Doesn't seem like a very proficient Cinder player, IMO. But yeah, Nautilus Kaisa, you essentially just want to be farming, especially to level 6. Kaisa can do stuff in lane, but she needs really longer fights where she can proc her passive, because she doesn't have much damage in lane except for off of her passive.
Okay.
And like getting multiple like single target Qs off. So like for example, if you had like, I don't know, maybe a Leona who's gonna get multiple Qs, or right, like Nautilus, you can do stuff early, right? Like you can. Leona, you can if you get multiple Qs off. Once you get a couple points in the Q, like level 4. Or just kidding, no, you don't put extra points in the Q. What am I talking about?
I did not know when I was strong and when I was not. Now this was, we could actually do shit.
Oh yeah. Like Nautilus itself has a lot of damage.
Oh yeah. I'm really enjoying Nautilus.
Nautilus is a lot of fun. I like Nautilus.
Alistair's been a
Good
lot
flash
of fun
out.
too. Like, no damage, all stats. All tank. All CC.
But yeah. With a Kaisa, like, and you want long fights where she's there, right? Like you can't really engage unless she's right there to hit, because you want her to have as much time as she can in the fights to get off her passive, right? Otherwise, like you want her to get off that early Q, and you want her to get off her passive if she can, and get off another Q, because that's how you win that fight as Kaisa, with the Kaisa. So you want her to be right there next to you, or like she can E in while you're going in and be there. Like that fight that you took, she was really far away. It ended up working out, because the Wukong and the Fizz were coming down. But like if it was just you and the Kaisa looking for something 2v2, the Kaisa's too far away for you to do that. You're just inting. But yeah, so like if you have like a Lulu or something, that can work as well with a Polymorph slow, or like a Nami from the E slows and the Q. Just anything that can help make the fights longer for the Kaisa to hit longer will work. So Janna, Lulu, Nami, Nautilus, Leona. That's what comes to mind. Morgana can work. Not really, but she kind of can. You can't take, yeah. Morgana, not as much. Alright. Oh yeah, make sure we didn't really take many objectives this game. At least so far. Which is fine, because like our team wasn't, you know, around that. Just because they do have the better early bot lane. And they have ranged into melee, so unless you're like chain killing the Syndra, you're not going to be able to get mid prio. But you could have looked for an early Herald with the Quinn, just doing what Quinn does. And for some reason, he went for a Jarm's Fist first item. Instead, like, I think if he had just gone Tiamat first item here, he would be able to fight you by now in that top lane and just win the lane. Yeah, you need that Kai'Sa to be hitting. There you go.
I just underestimated.
That one
Right.
was
Well,
more, you took a couple more turret shots than you wanted to, and BNJ didn't have as much damage output as he could have. But I think the only difference there, if he does have the more damage output, is that the Braum dies a little bit quicker and you still die, so.
And that's what I mean. Is
Yeah.
It's like I just saw the opportunity and took it. I just completely thought that the Kai'Sa would be doing more than it was. Is what I'm getting at. Like,
Yeah, no.
That's one
quite.
of those that I'm not gonna take again. Now that I know.
I mean, you can't, honestly, trading supports is going to be in your favor because you scale harder, so I would take it, right? Just make sure that, like, just try and get out of turret range slightly sooner just to take, like, if you had taken one less turret shot there, I think you took 3 turret shots. Oh yeah, see, now he has the Tiamat, so he handily has the damage to kill you if, you know, he could auto attack properly, but he cannot. But yeah. He should have been able to kill you there. But yeah, Tiamat is kind of the time when he does it. Oh, yep. Okay, does he get... Yeah, he gets the remount. Yeah. But yeah, so now you have to play extremely safely. Because now he's essentially playing an assassin who has the damage to kill you. You know, low health, squishy champion. This is like, you know, the Zed came back, he has his first lethality item, and you're playing like Orianna or Lux or something. It's like you gotta play on a nice edge right now. That little guy you picked on in high school is now 6'5" and full of muscle. I dare you to talk about his mom again, bro.
One was bad.
This is fine. You're just in tower range. You just gotta make sure you're not in tower range. Like if you hadn't taken those tower shots there, that's a totally turnable fight and one that you can win. Like you have the right idea of how to play aggressive in the lane. You just have to make sure, yeah, that you stay out of tower range there. And be fighting backwards if you can.
Yeah.
Nice first tower top, buggers. Alright, next drag's in 130 here. The Quinn has 6, so she'll be able to come down. She's well past 6, I don't know why I even mentioned it, but honestly, Quinn could even take, I'm not sure like how like you want to do it in coordinated play, but I would consider just taking Ignite on Quinn, especially into this lane, because the Grievous will be really nice into the Kled. But yeah, instead of TP, I would even consider going Ignite here, just in general. I'm not sure how Tyler usually does it. Oh yeah, by the way, your W is an auto reset, Mr. Leper.
Not know that.
You didn't? Or you did?
Not know that.
There you go. Now you know. So, help you clear out wards, just like with Leona. Auto Q auto. Nautilus auto W auto. Also, same with taking towers quicker. Auto W auto. Easy. Easy stuff. Because Nautilus needs an auto reset. So does Leona.
I think he does.
I think every
Useless
champion should have an auto reset. I just think it's funny that he has one.
With the auto reset.
Honestly, can we make Yumi's E an auto reset?
Yes. She's not on people.
Yeah. Well, she can't auto attack when she's on people
That'll
anyways.
make her a solo laner, right?
Yeah, I think so. Then she'll just go like Lich Bane every game, right? That might make her too OP though.
It might actually, like, not even trying to, like, bullshit. You end up with a pretty good poke mage that way.
If you can hit Qs.
And with hit unattached Qs.
That's what I meant, yeah. Okay, so yeah, so we're doing the thing. We want to keep engaging on them. Fizz is walking at their face. Sadly, not quite enough damage. Yeah. There we go. She's lasting damage. Quinn's coming in now. She'll clean up the Ashe. You don't need to flash for that, Miss Kaisa. Like, imagine, yeah. Just communicate, right? Because the Quinn is gonna get that easily. You don't need to flash. But yeah, that's essentially what we want to be doing. We just didn't quite have the damage to do it. Also, yeah. Also, the Quinn wasn't there, so like it was a 4v5, and we still almost did it. So that's really good. But yeah, the Wukong and the Fizz almost got the Ashe there, which is essentially what we want to do is have them delete the back line while Kaisa Nautilus kited out, get rid of their peel, and like maybe go in themselves if they can. Like ideally the Nautilus will be able to grab an ultimate onto one of the two carries as well. And like the Kaisa can like ult behind if she sees the opportunity, right? Like if the once the right, like just be watching for the Cinder E and the Braum ultimate mainly. And I guess the Ashe ult as well, but like once those three are down, you can just ult behind. As the Kaisa, because you have no threat at all, and that helps you escape out of like that Kled ult that's coming into you, and that Zac who's Eing and R'ing on top of you. Ooh, that's unlucky. He misclicked short of that. Alright, what do we got? 3.5 on next. Okay, so it's a long time for next dragon. So really we just want to keep getting items. We want to just make sure we can get a Rage Blade on that Kaisa. I think you're going Proto Belt first. I wasn't watching because I'm a bad coach, but I think you got the Sheen first and then you're going Proto Belt. So just make sure we get that Proto Belt finished. Make sure we get that Rage Blade finished. See if we can get the second lethality item on the Quinn. Also, side note, I'm not sure. I think Crit Quinn is the proper Quinn build now with the crit buffs. Alright, yeah, this is exactly what we want to be doing here. This right here, perfect. We have a really good catch. Pog, nice job. So that's free tower. That's essentially what we want to be doing right now, though, with no objectives. It's just look for them to mess up. Don't feel like we have to force anything, but if they do slip up, just pick them and take a tower afterwards. So we should have the Quinn probably I guess it's fine for her to be here if we're gonna Herald. But then the Quinn should ult and go get that top wave. Like imagine instead of helping here if the Quinn had gone and gotten that top wave, and the top wave is crashing the inner tower right now as well. You just rotate and get that third tower for free as well, and then you can back and you still have 2 minutes for the dragon. Oh, yeah, and now you just stay way too long here and get caught on the Quinn. We gotta make sure we're backing out safely and backing all the way out. Kaisa should grab this mid wave right here. Remember, always take waves first. The jungle camps will be there. Like right now when you're taking those raptors and the entire mid wave dies. Yeah. Make sure we get waves first before we get jungle camps. The jungle camps are only there if there's no waves to farm. How close are you to Rage Blade? 2,000. How do you know off the top of your head how much Rage Blade is? I think it's 2,900. So you're 150 over it right now. If I'm right on that, you shouldn't be doing this. You should be backing because it's a 1 minute to our dragon, so we want to make sure we're resetting. We shouldn't have 3 people on the top side of the map and our Kaisa backing 50 seconds before it.
No, it's 3,600.
3,600 for Rageblade?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Why is Rageblade? Are you sure about that?
I'm sorry, no.
Quincy's, I know Bork is.
It's 31.
Okay.
It was.
Yeah.
Okay. Then maybe you take mid wave and you take Raptors and back, or mid wave and red buff and back for the Rageblade here. But overall, the dragon spawning in 15 seconds, and the only one anywhere near it is the Fizz right now. Like now we're over here trying to catch the Zac, which is understandable because we're already over here, but like we shouldn't have been over here in the first place trying to do the Baron. We should have just been setting up for this dragon because it puts us on Infernal Soul point. Like if we get Infernal Soul, Fizz and Wukong can just delete the entire backline in a second. Like they cannot do anything against Infernal Soul. So we want to get that as soon as we can. Alright, cool. That should be that for us. So we should be able to walk in and take bot inner as well here. Pretty easily. Kaisa could walk top right now with you, Nautilus. And yeah. So Kaisa and Nautilus could go top and get top inner. And then Quinn and Fizz get bot inner. Because they're not going to contest bot inner. So, not when they have a mid supers to clear. But that's just like a pushing the limit type of thing. So overall good though to hard push bot. Get what you can. Alright, now we just abandon the Nautilus, I think. You need a diving buddy if you're gonna do that, Quinn. You can't do that alone. You don't have the CC. Like if the Fizz or like the Wukong was going with you, then you can do that, but otherwise you're just on a suicide mission to maybe go 1-for-1, and I don't think looking to go 1-for-1 when y'all are ahead is ever the move. Fizz, you should just be auto attacking. Glad if you can there, I think. Yeah. So that's what happens because we don't back off early. We're almost able to take it just because we're ahead. But we had a lot of gold that we were sitting on, so it was really more like an even fight. And they were the ones, you noticed they were the ones engaging on us, which is the only way they win fights, so. Like maybe once the Ashe ulted the Nautilus, if like Wukong, Fizz, and Quinn had just been like go, 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 then I think we actually win that fight. Instead of taking like the fight on the back foot there. But we didn't. So. But yeah, so I'd say either like all in and just dive the back line as Fizz, Wukong, Quinn, and then like Kaisa ult back behind as well, or you all just walk away and leave the Nautilus to die, and then try and get away so they can't take Baron off the fight.
Yelling in comms, if you watch the video, is leave me and let me die. Leave me and die. Like, leave me and go was the call that I was making at that time.
Yeah. Like, one of those two calls is the calls we want to make. We just all want to be doing it. Whatever call it is. Alright, that should be Baron right there. We should just start it up immediately. Here. Yep, that we do. I see. This should be free Baron, and we should be able to 1-3-1 here really easily. With the Quinn in the bot lane because she can get around very easily, and it's not going to take much to push bot lane, so. if we do the Fizz in the top lane, 3 in mid, Quinn bot lane, just to, you know, get it into their base, and then she comes up and it becomes a 4-1 until you get the mid inhib, then you can just 5-man top until the dragon spawns. Or actually, with the dragon coming up this soon, I would say put the Quinn top, the Fizz bot, have the Fizz join, and you guys do that until you get mid inhib, and then you back off to dragon. Yeah, I like that better. It's still 45 seconds, so there's still 2 more waves to push before the dragon spawn. So let's make sure we're standing in the lanes here. There we go. Very good pick. Very good flank from the Wukong there. So let's just take mid inhib now here. Yeah, that is mega aggressive. I'm not sure if it works out. Well, you don't die at least. Yet. Yeah. Yeah, I think the safe play there is instead just back off, except that you got the Ashe and you got, you know, the Braum flash, and a couple ultimates, and just take the mid inhib for free and back off to dragon. And like if we had done that like 1-3-1 that transforms into a 1-4 right now, we would have top lane would be pushed out, we would have mid inner turret, and we might even, or we would have mid inhib, bot inhib. Quinn might have already taken the top inner, and we would be looking at a soul right now. So that's at least how I would have thought about the macro. That was a really good Kai'Sa ult, by the way. That was Pog.
How are you guys doing?
Doing all right. You gotta be really careful about that flank. You can't really do that unless there's chaos in the front. Like, y'all gotta be working together, and make sure something's going on in the front while something's going on in the back. Like, because if they can just solo you out like that, you don't quite have the damage to do it. To do that. Okay. It's good. The Kai'Sa isn't here, however, is the only problem with this. So, yeah. Just another really sloppy fight. We want to remember our win condition right now. And that's us getting set for a front to back, but then looking for the engage. Like, there, that was a really nice steal, by the way, for the soul. But yeah.
They got it. Oh, he doesn't have smite off is what it is. I didn't realize that.
No, he did. I think he just hit B&J with it.
Watch that again because
Yeah.
I was like,
He has a smite up right now.
I was really iffy on him going in.
He
but
shouldn't
he went
have.
in.
He definitely should not have gone in.
We talked about it.
Oh, he just smites it so early.
He just talked.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, that shouldn't have ever been even that close, so let's just make sure we're playing out our late macro a lot cleaner there. Because now the gold lead's only 4k, when it was like 8k.
Jack on the assassins are like popping off.
Yeah, he's really good on that playstyle.
Tanner.
Uh-huh.
It looks like Papa Cat's finally getting his time to shine.
Let's go.
Because Tenek stepped down.
Oh, he did? Oh,
Yeah.
lucky. Alright. So now we're going for the 1-3-1. Baron's up in 2 minutes. You can't... You have no vision at all. You have 0 vision. Yeah, this happened last game too on the Teemo. You have to be making sure that you have vision if you're going to push up that far. Make sure you have vision, and more importantly, your team is pressuring somewhere else. You can't be the only pressure point, right? Like, you're in a leaky boat, and you have a leak in one spot, you can stop that single leak. But like if you're pulled all over the place trying to cover up all these leaks at once, and you know, you can't do it. So like make sure before you step up, try and have the waves evened out in all 3 lanes, or at least in 2 lanes. So if they decide to commit 3 to you in that top lane, your team's getting something somewhere else. Good stuff, by the way, here. You got the Syndra, which is exactly what you're looking for. You're looking for the Syndra or the Ashe. It's really nice that BNJ got away here. Oh, one more auto, sir. Frick. The Zack's not going to get on you, so you can be a little, you know, less scared of the Zack. It's the Kled that you got to be more scared of here. Nice. It's okay, though. And then that should be game. Yeah. But yeah, so like in those late game team fights, we just want to make sure we're setting up the map the way we want to, and we're only taking fights we want to be taking, right? Like we took a lot of scrappy fights that we didn't need to take when we can force, you know, it to only be a scrappy fight for them, like making them come into objectives for us. So that was mainly the big thing I saw from this game, was just kind of making sure we're on the same page with the plays that we make in late. Do you have any questions, comments, concerns, Leper?
No, I'm good.
Okay. But yeah, those were kind of the big things that I saw. Like most notably, right, like that bot lane play where it's like either let the Nautilus be the only one who dies there, or all in the fight completely. Or like you had a fight at the Dragon Pit where the Kaisa wasn't there. You had a couple stray fights every now and then, but yeah, that's what I got for that game.